Birmingham police. Ma'am, somebody hit. And it's out in the street, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So the detectives arrive to the scene, find a male lying in the streets, hit 5 times with the oo-wop. As they search in the area, they see a broken mug and a dollar laying in the streets. They also find casing laying in the leaves. The victim was identified as Christian, 24 years old, father of 2 kids. Then the detectives find a driver's license. It's not Christian's, so now they have a possible good lead. So they head to the station, get in touch with the guy whose license they found. He comes down to the station. He states Chris needed a ride to see somebody to get some loud. So his girlfriend took both of them over there. He said 2 guys were standing on one side of the street and 2 on the other side. So they get out the car anyway. The dudes approach, one pulled a gun on him, the other grabbed Chris in the headlock and pulled a gun on him. He said Chris was saying don't he? Then Chris tried to run. That's when the guy grabbed him and started shooting. He said at that point he jumped in the whip with his girl and pulled off. He also stated the guys had hoods on covering their face, so he really couldn't identify anyone. So they let him go, head over to talk to Chris' father and brother. The father said somebody called him and said Slim did it. They said it was a setup. So the family showed detectives a picture of Slim. Chris is on the picture also. So at one point they were cool. So detectives asked what area do Slim stay in? They say Division. Now they have to find Slim's government name. So the next day the detectives head to Division Avenue to search for Slim. While heading there, they get another call.
Sergeant got one unclassified. Found in a field near a warehouse.
We'll have to get sidetracked from the...
So when detectives arrive to the scene, they see the victim was hit 5 times with the oo-wop. Detectives also find 5 .45 casings in the field. They notice that his pockets are flipped, so someone has been searching. So all they have to go on is to try to identify this guy by his fingerprints, considering he has no identification on him. So they get back to the station, run his fingerprints. He was identified as 27-year-old Greg Shelton. He was living with his mom and stepfather. So they head over to his mom's house to break the news of her son. The stepfather said when he left, he grabbed some clothes and left with some light-skinned skinny guy. Division Avenue. So they continue searching for Slim. Detective Torrance gets a phone call and find out Slim's real name is Michael. So they find Slim on a block of Division where the crime took place. Bring him down to the station on an unrelated warrant. Slim states he haven't heard anything and he wasn't involved. The detective tells Slim someone said you was out there when it happened. He said he was at his baby mama house. Then Torrance get real with Slim.
Tell me what you heard in the streets, Slim. I know you heard more than that. That's your boy. You going in quiet. Slim, now you talk to me. Street talk, real talk. Now you talk to me.
Slim state that he knows nothing about what happened to Chris. So they end that interview, arrest Slim on unrelated charges, loose ends. So the next day the family called and said the guy Greg left with name is Fluky. Real name is LaRon. He's 23 years old, beat an M in 2007. So detectives searched Division Avenue for Fluky, find no one. Then Detective Morrow gets a tip where Fluky is hiding. They say he's been bragging about putting in work. So they hit the house, snatch Fluky up, take him down to the precinct. So Detective Morrow starts by asking Fluky, do he know Greg? Fluky said yes, he met Greg in alternative school. He said the last time he saw Greg, he had went to his house to grab some things. Then Greg dropped him off. So Detective Morrow said, so I'm supposed to believe that. Fluky said, I don't care what you believe. So Morrow said, I'm trying to give you an opportunity to come clean. Fluky said, come clean about what? I had love for the guy. I ain't had nothing to do with that. So they asked Fluky, have he ever put in any work in the street. Fluky told the detectives to go punch his name in the computer and find out. So they arrest Fluky on a probation violation. Then Detective Tanks get a call saying that the incident with Chris and Greg are connected. The CI said Slim, Fluky, Greg, and a guy named Maine was putting in work around Division Avenue. So now they check on Maine. His real name is Martez C. Right now he's in prison or waiting trial for him. So they meet up with the CI. She states the night of the incident, Greg, Fluky, Maine, and Slim was saying we must have finished them because they taping off the area. Then they were telling Greg to get rid of his phone because Greg set up the Chris deal. Maine asked Fluky do he think they can trust Greg. So what they did was wait till later on that day, call Greg on that phone. Greg answered the phone that he was supposed to get rid of. So then they decided they need to go see Greg. She also said that Maine said he had to do it because Fluky clammed up. So they end that interview with the CI. With that information, they began to look for Slim, considering Fluky and Maine are already locked up. So the marshals find Slim in a hotel. Slim was charged with the M of Chris and the attempted M of Maine's girlfriend. He received a life sentence. Fluky was charged with the M of Chris and Greg, also a 2008 double M. He pled out for 20 years. Maine was charged with the M of Chris and Greg, also a 2009 M and a 2008 double M. 2 years after Maine was charged, the capital murder trial begins. He's being charged for the M of Greg and Lonnie. The prosecution calls Candy, Maine's girlfriend. She states Maine told her when they was outside of a nightclub to get Lonnie's phone number. When they meet up, he was going to hit a lick. She also said the oop-wop used was hers. So the defense interviewed Candy. They used the theory that she could have committed the crime because it was her oop-wop. So now the prosecution try to prove that C conspired to get his girlfriend hit. So they played the jail phone call recording where C is asking someone, if I get you close to someone, can you handle them? The other person said, yes. Who is it? C said, lollipop. Candy has a tattoo of a lollipop. So the person on the other end of C called recruited Slim to handle that. So the next day, C called to check on the situation. They told him she was found on the curb, hit multiple times with the oop-wop, but she survived. She also stated Slim did it. So the jury began deliberating. C attorney said that C told him he's not afraid to put in work and he's not afraid of whatever punishment is coming his way. So after 2 days of deliberation, C was found guilty of conspiracy to get Candy, and it was a mistrial in the Lonnie case. But he can be retried for that case and 4 others. So C agreed with his attorney to plead guilty to 5 M's to avoid the chair. C received life without parole. Thank you for watching. Leave me some comments. Hit that like button. Stay safe out there. Done talking.
67 and count 1 to the capital offense. How do you look?
I think he had accepted that he was going to spend the rest of his life in prison.